questions.
Hi guys. Hey everybody. Thank you for tuning in live. We're here. I'm here with my good friend Chelsea.
Hey y'all.
And we're going to talk about red flags in a relationship.
Yep.
I'm actually going to start off with my worst dating experience
Woo.
that I've had. Um, it was a girl I was interested in. She was thick and she was gorgeous. She was chocolate. And I go to her house to pick her up to take her to dinner. I'm dressed. I have a button-down shirt on, my shirt tucked in. I have some smell goods on. I'm very excited about this date. I go to her house. Hey, how are you doing? I go to this house and I pick her up. I open up the door for her. She gets in the car. She sits down and make sure you good. You comfortable? Yeah, I'm good. I shut the door. Go to the other side. Start the car up. I got the music playing because I thought, beforehand I heard her listening to like Jodeci stuff like. So I made a little playlist for it. The playlist is jamming. We get to the red light. We're at the red light, and I'm sitting, and I'm waiting. My hands, I'm ready. And from my right side, a fist hits me in my chest. In my chest.
Like,
dead square on my chest. Boom!
Ta-ta.
So,
we're not brother and sister.
We not related.
But
we're we Christians, so we related. But I get hit in my chest. And I turn, and are you okay? She says, yes. I said, why did you hit me in my chest? And the young woman says to me, I thought it would be funny.
What? Hit you in your chest?
So it hit me dead square in my chest. I thought it would be funny. I turn the car around. I pull back up to her house and say,
get out.
Have a nice night.
Get out.
Have a nice
night. Like they did on 300.
So, red flag.
Get out.
If you're new, you're tuning in. If you have any questions, please leave your question in the comment below.
We'll answer it.
Why that? All right, just in case you missed it, she punched me in the chest because she thought that was her final answer.
That wasn't joke.
I asked her, she said she thought it'd be funny. Why is Key says that she in a relationship? It's the keys.
What is the key? Says their relationship. Huh?
Ask your question again. We didn't get that.
Yeah, ask your question again.
But right now we're talking about red flags in a relationship. Chelsea, you have the floor.
Woo! Okay, y'all. So, a couple of months last year, I'll say last year, I was entertaining this guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was fine, y'all. He was so fine. However, let me just say this: my first flag was that when my friends found out who I was entertaining, all of them was like, "No." They was like, "Chelsea, he's crazy. He's like for real crazy, and I don't think you understand to what level of craziness."
I told her.
But I'm girl, I can handle him. We can do it. We can have fun. The first time we hung out. No, not the first time. That was the second time. Y'all ain't gotta worry about that. What is the key to a good relationship? Okay, we'll get to that. So the first time me and this guy actually like hung out. He came over to my house. And, we had some drinks or whatever. And he starts going off. I mean, he starts talking about aliens, the universe, our highest level of thinking.
Red flag.
Mind you, I'm like,
red flag.
Skirt. And what we were doing at first, I think we were just watching like videos, like people who made music videos and stuff around our hometown. So it just took a left, and I was sitting there like, oh my gosh. But it's okay though, I can let it go. The second thing, the guy, I'm gonna be honest, the guy came over and he spent the night. Okay, we were in the bed and I'm asleep, I'm cozy, I'm like, ooh, it's time to go to sleep, right? Y'all, he takes his leg. He took his leg and wrapped his leg around my body so I couldn't turn away from him. I mean, wrapped. Like, y'all, if y'all can only... And then we in the dark, so I'm looking up. I got the comforter, and I'm just sitting there like, oh, my God. Like, I cannot... I can't. So, needless to say, it was other stuff than that, but... I just couldn't get over the leg.
Level of crazy.
I said, you done got wrapped in the leg. I'm a grown woman and somebody wrapped me
Crazy.
up with a leg. I was dead. I was dead. I was dead. I couldn't do it.
We're
I
gonna.
couldn't do it.
That's really wild. Know your level. To answer the question about what is a key to a good relationship, trust, in my opinion, trust is a key because if a person will lie to you about something small, eventually they will lie to you about something big. So if you ever come to a position where you feel like you can't trust this person, then because your emotions, you can't redo that. Your emotions, you can't once you get hurt, you don't know for sure if you'll ever be able to unhurt however you was hurt. Like that's just not a guarantee. So to prevent that, once you find out a person is like not trustworthy, I say you need to let that individual go.
For me personally, something that's real is that I need to feel as though I'm safe around you, and I don't mean just safe physically, but I mean as far as safe, my thinking, my thoughts, my ideas, my dreams. If I don't feel comfortable enough to come to you and be transparent about my insecurities, or if I felt like I failed today, or if I don't feel good today, if I don't feel pretty today, I just need you to be able to to give me a space to even speak that out loud. Because I know as a young woman, to say I feel less than out loud is a big deal, but to say it to a man and somebody that you want to entrust those emotions with, to tell him I feel like I feel short today, or I feel like I'm not up to par today. Sorry guys, we're back. We had a little moment, but yeah, for me it's that. And say, should I sit down with me and do and let him know how I'm feeling? Yes,
Yes.
100%. I feel like that's another level of intimacy in a relationship, because you can hit a certain level, um, you can hit a certain level physically, but like if something happened today, like damn, I want to go home and call my man and tell him like such and such hurt me, such whatever, or we should just have that space to say that. Mm-hmm. As far as I did see somebody put on that they've been hurt, I can identify with that. I was hurt a lot by a past relationship, and it takes a lot to open your heart back up. But I think the biggest thing for me that I had to do, I kind of just first I had to forgive myself for allowing me to get to such a dark space in that relationship. And then after I go over that, I had to figure out a way to build Chelsea back up and fall in love with Chelsea and be okay with me and my friends and my life and my successes and my failures. And then once I got that back, my heart was whole. I was okay. So couldn't nobody just step to me with anything. So I don't know. What about you, Charles? Do guys have trust issues?
Well,
be honest.
That was a dude who wrote that. He said he'd been hurt in a relationship.
Okay.
The way it works for me, I can only speak for me as a male. The first couple times my little feelings was hurt, but I always say to myself, don't bring your past into your future. That's very wise. For me, to establish why or what happened to make me, and was it reasonable for me to like feel that way. So if I'm in my emotions because I didn't trust her, but she never did really anything to earn those emotions that I was putting on her,
or investing in what give it to her,
then I'm out of bounds. So I got to be man enough to admit I'm out of bounds. So I try to like establish, okay, when every time I left this relationship or the last relationship, what was it that caused the relationship to end? And was it something that I contribute, or is it something that I am guilty of that I could work on to bring it in? Now that's from that perspective, but then like for the next situation, what am I that isn't like what I chose last time.
Mm-hmm.
Because whatever I chose last time, there is some elements in there that probably weren't healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for me personally, I either was too superficial and I just went off what you look like, or I was said, you know what, she don't need this degree, but honestly, I do need the intellectual. So like, it's different things that I have to give myself liberties to say, I need this in this next human.
Mm. But I did see that somebody had put on there that they try not to bring their past in. I would say don't bring past ill decision making, but definitely bring lessons. So if you know that you were too quick, and say, but it's about him. It's like when we together, when I go over there. Oh, can you bring it back up?
Bring that back up. You wrote a lot. You're gonna have to copy paste that, put it back.
Yeah, copy and paste so we can get Charles. You read it and I'll keep talking. But I know that I would just say don't. If you learned a valuable lesson in the past relationship, even if it took a heartache to get that, by all means keep it. Like if you said I gave my heart away too quick, if I gave him too much trust too quick, if I gave too much money up, if I gave too much of my own individual growth up, if I gave up my spiritual growth to be in that relationship, that's something that you need to realize and take back with you and be like, those are things that I'm not going to do again. Because I think so many times that we associate hurt with the relationship, and we say once we're done with the relationship, we're done with the lessons that relationship came with, and that's not necessarily so. I believe you're supposed to carry something from every life experience that you have, whether it be good or bad. I wish I could see that comment again because like it was really good.
And to that comment, we haven't read it yet, and I'll stop talking when it pops back up. But it made me think of a situation of an individual who.
What advice would you give a man of God? Okay.
What advice would I give to a man who's getting in a relationship?
Well, that's what that's what it says. For you want me to answer or you want Charles? I just you do your male perspective.
From the male perspective, the advice I would give you is to be honest with yourself first, because it starts with what you're honestly starting this relationship for. If you know you're honestly just trying to have sex, you need to be honest with yourself, and then be honest with this other person.
The partner.
If you know that you're trying to date, you need to be honest with yourself. And then now that you know that you don't want to have sex into this, now that you don't want to have sex into this, you need to be honest with her, because as two humans who are probably older or young, you're probably going to be physically attracted to each other. Mm-hmm. You need to know what your boundaries are. You need to know, all right, because that's going to be your number one hurdle as a Christian person dating. Is that on the table or is this not on the table? And be honest about that, so you have a game plan. If you're trying to be fake honest, where you're like, oh, I don't want to do that, but y'all are watching Netflix at 10:30 at night, and y'all under the covers, and she got on just a t-shirt and you got on just hooping shorts, you're probably gonna mess up. And I'm saying that because you don't want to be like, you don't want to hurt yourself accidentally. That's just goofy. So be honest with yourself and have standards in the relationship and set goals in your relationship. Goals are good because goals are gonna determine, do I like you long term, or are you really just my friend? Because you don't want to try to make a friend your girlfriend, or you try to make a friend your wife, because it just won't. It just won't work. It won't work out for you.
From my perspective, I would say if you, as a young woman, if you introduce yourself to me, or if just with us having a conversation, us talking, and I can kind of see and hear you say that, or a man of faith, a man of God. Me being raised with a father who was very present, who was a man of God, I understand what male leadership looks like within a relationship and within a marriage and within a household. And so the minute you tell me that, I'm going to be looking for leadership qualities we know in you as a mate. He said eventually. Okay. But as soon as you tell me that you're a man of God, I'm automatically going to start seeing, okay, do you have traits that look like a man of God? So for me, that's leadership. And just with you barking, orders around, stuff like that? Do you lead conversations? If you see that I'm not being as transparent and open and vulnerable as I normally am with you, are you being intentional and bringing it up? Are you calling me out when I'm not pursuing my dreams as I should be? If we're slipping as a couple and not making smart financial decisions or spiritual decisions,
that's good.
Or physical decisions,
that's good.
Are you saying something? Because in that case, if you sitting there, you letting me slide, you letting you slide, you letting us slide, and you're not, calling anything to the table or calling anything to the floor, it's kind of hard for me to acknowledge you as a man of God. But that's just my take on it in a fresh relationship.
On that, if y'all as a unit become more important than y'all as people separately, and people start to you start losing who you are as a person, or she starts losing who she is as a person, just so y'all can stay together. Like, you give up college, you're giving up your dream of being an X or Y or Z, just so y'all can spend time together or stay together.
It's not healthy.
That is an unhealthy relationship.
Yes.
And you need to do something about that. Because, typically the common denominator is money. Like, this, somebody's asking somebody for money, or y'all hacking, or something is divulging the time that you normally spend doing the positive things that you genuinely want to do, that you're now devoting towards this other human.
And I saw on there, you said that she was in church. She talked about this too. Is that I think our generation as a whole, we kind of think unequally yoked. Is just in terms of your faith and how how your
being
faith is based by being saved, being unequally yoked. But that's not all that goes to. Like, what goals do y'all have as far as parenting? What morals, what values do y'all want to set forth for your household? I mean, what expectations do you have of her as a wife? What expectations does she have of you as a husband? And trying to really look at how somebody was raised. Because if you think certain things are okay, that I may not necessarily think is okay. Thinking that the rhetoric that 45 spills out is okay. I wasn't raised that way. So there's already going to be an issue.
That's two perspectives that are
with that, because there's going to be something that's very important that we're not going to have. Build. Okay. Quick perspective on building together.
Go ahead.
I'm not fresh. Let me not say that. I graduated from UNT in 2015. And so luckily I was blessed enough to have parents who are helping me as far as pay back college loans. However, a big thing that our generation is facing is that a lot of us have debt. And this is leading a lot of us to be fearful to make big life decisions as far as getting married, getting a home, having kids. And so when you think of the concept of together, it's like it's almost that much more imperative for y'all to be whole as separate people. Because if I come into the marriage $10,000 in debt, and then you come in $20,000 in debt, and my credit score is trash, and your credit score is trash, just the surface level things that are happening is your problem. So building together sometimes is not just always based on emotions. We think that too. We think relationships can't be practical.
Love can't fix everything.
You know what I'm saying?
Love won't keep the lights
on. So we can build together emotionally, spiritually, but we need to build, okay? So that's my perspective. I wish I could see the because it look. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna read the second part. I love you. This is a favorite thing and stuff like that. I'm going like his face. It's okay. So quick question. I'm gonna try to summarize. Is he leading you on? Just say yes or no.
Is he
telling you this is a forever thing? I love you, this, and this, but he's really just leading you on? Do you feel like he's leading you on? Because that looked like it was a dope question.
Let me go ahead and just preference this. Sound like an individual. I'm just speaking for me as a male. This might not be every man, but most of the time it is. Most men have absolutely no clue what they want in a woman. No, that's not
what I feel like.
I might just finish this.
Okay, go.
Most men we don't really know what we want.
I really want to know her question.
I really do too. But I just feel like most men, we really don't know what we want in our.
The word love. What is your take? Ooh.
I'm gonna answer. I'm gonna let Chelsea answer that after I say this.
Okay, go ahead.
So I don't know what I want as a woman.
She said yes. I was right. She meant. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Gonna let.
No, go ahead.
Most men don't know what we want in a woman, or at least a woman that we want to marry. I want to say to the age of about 28. You don't meet enough women to create an appropriate definition to find out, okay, for my generation, for my age group, this is what the woman looks like that I want to spend the rest of my life with. You're going to meet a lot of physically attractive women. You're going to meet, let's be transparent. You're going to meet a lot of people who can have sex very well, and you're going to meet a lot of people who are funny and charismatic. But for your personal personality, and we talked about growing together, if you're growing this way and she's growing as well, but it's this, you're going to, you want somebody who's going to kind of lean the same way you lean. And for me, as a male, we don't pick up as fast. Booty can make up a big majority of our definition of a female, and like, oh, I need this much of you being fine and being able to handle that part, and maybe this much your personality really has to match up with me. But as we get older, we realize, transparently speaking, God created sex. He can make that bomb whenever he feels like it. You really need, the majority of your lady need to be manageable. That means she need to be able to communicate with you the way you communicate. Y'all need to have an argument, and it need to be able to be resolved reasonably the way you and her perceive things. Because if this human that you with, if y'all argue, and after the end of the argument, it's still an argument, but y'all just tired now.
They don't need to be somebody.
You don't need to be forever with that human. That's a waste of time.
Because that means it's going to be arguments that stack on top of arguments that stack on top of arguments.
That you can bring
back for years. And then y'all going to be 10 years down, 3 kids in, and everybody hate each other.
Everybody hates each other. You just get used to the hate. So.
Okay. Then I'm going like his face, he going to all week and don't text me, and I be blowing up his phone up, and then he don't text me back when he's supposed to. Yes! Oh my gosh! I can't stand when dudes do that. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna tackle. Let me tackle that first, and I'm gonna tell you what I think love is. Okay, so
go ahead,
guys. Do not, and I'm sorry. It's 2018. We're on social media. We have a great that word. Okay, yeah. It's 2018. We're big on social media, following each other on social media, all that stuff. Okay, so here's the thing. As a young lady, if I'm texting you, if I'm trying to converse with you, if I'm trying to engage and communicate with you, and you can't text me back, you can't do none of that, but you liking pictures on Instagram, snaps, you know what I'm saying? That
the internet will tell on you.
The internet will tell on you, and I think people forget in today's time that we literally are living through filters, and
especially if I like you. I can see
the way you treat me in person and the way you treat me in a private setting, in some areas needs to come out. Because if you telling me like this is a for everything, for everything, and you love me and this and that in private,
but
in public,
in the digital world, I don't exist.
Me and my friends, we had this conversation a couple weeks ago. Wedding rings back in the day were a sign that you were taken or that you were in a relationship, okay? Think of your social media profile as the exact same thing. Ladies, let's be real. The minute you start dating somebody or talking to somebody or having interest in somebody, what's the first thing you do? Because I know me. I'm going to look through your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter, your Snapchat. If I don't find a girl visible in none of those areas, you either hiding her or one don't exist. Okay? And there's too many places where you can put that. It can be a picture. It can be a relationship status. It can be, for instance, if your girlfriend put something cute under one of your pictures and you delete it, don't act like some y'all don't do it. Or if your girlfriend's on Facebook and she posting pictures of y'all and she tagged you, but you got that little security measure on your Facebook page where you got to allow people to tag you. So
you a dog,
on
boy.
your little photos of you,
a dog.
None of those show up. But we just gonna let that go. But we'll run that back in a second. Let me be a good person now.
What is love?
Okay, so what is love to me? Love to me is sacrifice. And I say that in a sense of I feel like once you get to a place where you consciously make an effort. He did that a couple of days ago. Like, why you delete the comment? That's what I'm talking about.
Girl, if you don't break up, I'm not gonna play with you no more.
Okay, we'll get.
Okay, I'm not playing with you no more. You need to break up with this boy. You need to break up with this boy. And if you need me,
you get on my nerves
to break up with him for you.
That's trash. I'm sorry, y'all dudes. That's trash. That's trash.
If you need to break up with this boy, if somebody like you, you gonna feel like they like you.
Exactly, and I'm noticing that. Ladies that are out there, when a dude like you, he like you.
He like you, and
you know it. Everybody know it. His friends know it. We know. Everybody gonna know.
Don't be one of them little silly girls.
The cashier at Kroger gonna know.
Don't be one of them little silly girls that's chasing after this boy, and low key everybody making fun of you because you be chasing this boy, but he over here at LaQuisha house. Don't play yourself.
Okay, let me finish because we want to be respectful. What is love? So, love to me is selflessness, sacrifice, and consideration. And that's because I just feel like, I know for me personally, that's how I can tell when I absolutely am in love with somebody. It's because I will start to consider their time, consider their feelings, with just everyday actions and things that I do. And it's like me getting actual joy in seeing them do better, succeed, chase their dreams. And I think sometimes we think love is just a romantic thing, but I feel that way. Love is based on action, not a saying. You can tell me daily, but I'm gonna need you to show me. Yes, 100%.
Break up with him.
Love is an action. Like, you can tell me all day you love me, but if you know that, let's just be honest. Let's just say I was a young lady who my love language was words of affirmation. And if you are aware of this and you know that not just you saying I love you, this, if I need to hear that, if I need to hear, you know what, baby, I've been noticing that you've been working out, you've been doing good, you've been studying hard, you've been killing it at the job, I see you going after it, that's it. But if you come in the house and just walk past and just
no investment.
No investment.
Not
you
verbally,
see
not
me
auditorily, not
right. You see me up studying every night, and you see me,
hungry, thirsty.
Hungry. You see me going after makeup game or after this, and this, and this. And you don't acknowledge that.
You bought me a brush or nothing.
There's no way you can tell me that you love me. There's literally no way you can tell me that you love me. Just to touch on what she said as far as now. In your relationship, do you feel like, oh, dang it?
Hey, copy and paste that. Just the
copy
bottom
and paste
part.
that. Just the bottom part. Copy and paste. And then for that, I saw how somebody was like, now here's another thing. Guys make it seem like it is so easy to break up with somebody.
Yes. Because we're not invested.
But we're not
invested like y'all are invested.
Women, we get invested emotionally. And I think that's something that makes us beautiful. It makes women so beautiful that we are fully invested in our relationships and through emotions and everything. And I think sometimes guys forget that that's what we was put on this earth to do. And it's not easy for us to let go. Especially when, think about, like for instance, it's harder for guys to let go of something that they financially invest in. Think about how hard it is for guys to let go of some Jordans that need to be let go. But because you spent X amount of dollars on it, you're going to let them sit there forever and a day. Whereas us with women, if we see some clothes or, okay, like it's time for me to let them go, we're going to go donate them to a shelter and move forward. He said, no, it's not. But for us, emotional investment, it's hard for us to let it go. And let's just be real. It's hard for us to see our investment be taken away and put into another relationship. Especially if it's put in another relationship with more effort than it was in this one. No shade, no tea. That's just honesty. What you say?
No.
What was the
Do
question?
you feel like two people with different
Boundaries?
boundaries can compromise?
No. It's a boundary for a reason. Have you ever felt like you attached onto somebody too fast? No. Well, not me, but
Yes.
okay.
When I was young, the first girl I liked, her name was April, and I joined the PTA just so I could sing to her for Valentine's Day. And then after I sung to her, I just swore to God that was gonna be my wife. And I went over her house, and I was too scared to do it, so I didn't do it. But she got undressed and stuff.
Charles,
but I said,
how old were you?
I was like 17 years old, and she had intercourse with my neighbor the next week, and you would have thought the world. I cried. I listened to all the sad songs, everything. Too quick. I was goofy.
Mine too. Damn.
April's is trash.
I just, it's hard out here. Like, I really want to see that other question because that thing looked good. Looked like a good question. But I just think it's just hard. It's hard to let an emotional investment go. It's just, you can't tell me, even though, and let's just be real, the dudes be trash. The dudes be trash.
But
it's because of the fact I gave you my time, my effort, my love, my
body,
secrets, my body. And then for you just to scurry along like you ain't got nothing.
Because he wasn't invested in the same way.
But that's real though. Rip that Band-Aid off real fast.
He's not invested in the same way.
But why can't guys be honest about their level of investment?
Because essentially at the end...
But I'm going to chill on catching feelings too fast. Nah, for real though.
The reason do that to you...
Wait a minute. They do what?
The reason that we allow you to get all the way invested and we're not even a quarter invested and we know that you invested is because we want something from you.
Sex?
Either sex or money or just straight up, when I'm bored,
attention.
Somebody to talk to. Just attention.
We're an option.
You just an option because I'm bored and I want to go to Razzoos and I'm hungry and I want to sit there by myself. So...
What about the saying?
What happened? What's this?
What about the saying taking the good with the... Wait a minute. Taking the good with the bad in a person?
That's trash. Anyway, that's a myth. That's something old people say because old people didn't have options. But anyway.
That's true. We talked about that too.
But
y'all folks got married back in the day. It was for financial stability and security.
We know what we doing when we know that you in love with us. And we know that we not in love with you. But we still fool with you because we to do. Now.
That's trash.
Men are...
Dudes are trash. I'm sorry, that's whack.
It's
that's
human
so whack.
It's human nature.
No, that's man nature.
It's male's nature. It's inherent. We just want pleasure.
Okay, so can I take that? Keep going.
It's human nature to want to be pleasured, to be pleased. And it takes time to mature out of that. Like babies are selfish. Kids are selfish. They don't want to share. You got to teach them how to share. And most men aren't taught that is wrong. We got to learn over time. It's wrong to treat women like that and to take advantage of a female's love. It takes time to learn that, right? For some
of y'all
dudes.
don't get it till you have a daughter.
Some people don't get it till they have a daughter. Some people never get it. It's somebody pawpaw dead now that thought it was okay to play off on his wife just because he was looking for something to do. So it's not a promise. It's not a promise that a man will change. What was the question about difference?
So, here's my thing about saying that but you're not gonna love everything about a person. There's a difference between love and liking somebody. I may not love that you snore at night. I may not love that you're picky when we go out to eat. But I shouldn't put myself in a space where I have to negotiate my personal belief system just to be with you. For instance, if you are verbally abusive, or if you are manipulative, I don't need to be with you. That's not that. Nobody needs to be with anybody that has those characteristics. You know what I'm saying? But the traits that somebody has in themselves that are not as desirable should never be something that causes you to waver on your morals and your values to be with them. So I should never have to say, you know, he got an infidelity issue, but I'm not going to love everything about him. That's a problem. That's a problem. That's a huge problem.
And when you become a real adult, this is when you know you're really an adult. You're supposed to love everybody, but you're not supposed to be in love with everybody. Because when you in love, investing like into a human, you'll have spent enough time loving like everybody with the same amount of love that you won't automatically make this human special.
Mm-hmm.
You'll treat this human like you treat every other human. And you'll apply being in love with them they after you know who they are. Because essentially the time period it takes to find out who somebody really is probably about a year.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna lie to you for as long as they can. They're gonna probably be on their best behavior. If you're not old enough yet to work a job, you won't understand. But when you start working a job on that job, you're going to be on your best behavior for as long as possible. But eventually, your true characteristics are going to pop off.
You're going to start showing up late.
Yes.
You're going to start taking
because you've built a relationship now. So the
stamps,
real you is going to ease out.
chicken strips.
That's what happens in a relationship. When you meet somebody, you're trying to be on your best behavior so they like you back. Even you're lying. You might not want to admit it, but you're lying. I'm lying. When you meet me, that ain't the real me. That's the fake me. I'm trying to be on my best behavior for you so you enjoy me enough to come see me tomorrow. Now, you shouldn't fall in love with the first person that you meet because they're not really that person.
You need to wait. Argument.
You need to wait till you get in a fight or argument.
Y'all stuck in traffic.
You need to wait till they have a bad day. You need to wait till they cry.
They lose somebody.
They lose somebody, something, lose some money, lose something you need to see them agitated to their max. When you realize that you could deal and put up with all of that, then you have the option to be in love. Because being in love is an option. Love at first sight, that's the Disney Channel. That's the Disney Channel.
I can't.
Because if you love me, you won't hurt me. And there's a lot of people who are in love that's getting towed up.
Towed up. And hurt is not... It doesn't have to be hurt that I know, realize, or can see. Hurting me behind my back counts as well.
You're not in love with me.
You're not in love with me. You cheating just because you ain't got caught don't mean...
You're not in love with me. So, love, you should love everybody. Being in love is an option. You need to be very particular with who you choose to be in love with.
A relationship is not based on money either. Okay, so...
Well, somebody lied to you.
I want to thank y'all for everything y'all gave me. Oh, you're welcome.
You so sweet.
Okay, I saw the comment about love is not based on
Tell
money.
them what adults do. We pay for stuff.
So here's the thing. Love is not based... Love...
It's not based on money.
It's not based on money.
But hell, you need
a relationship and a marriage, that's going to be in there. Let's just be honest. That's going to be in there. Because you got to think about the world that we live in. And when I say money, I'm not saying, so let me just make this real clear. I come from a blue-collar family. As long as you are making an honest and commendable and one of the sexiest things that a man can do. However, let's just say you are in a marriage with somebody and the man, you going to work every day, you working your butt off, this, and the third, you trying to make ends meet, you trying to put something, in the savings account, this, and the third, and your wife coming home with a new bag every day. But she ain't working.
Money is a problem. Money is an option. That's when you start talking about money.
That's when you need to start talking, because I think sometimes we forget that you have control over your environment that you foster that love in as well. If you know that you are somebody that you don't work well under broke stress,
you need to not be trying to marry no broke.
Because there's no way that y'all can work on y'all's relationship and build an emotional bond in the dark with no water. it's not realistic.
And it's okay.
And this is without us even putting kids in the place. If y'all got kids looking up at you for guidance, for food, for just their everyday living necessities, and at the same time you are trying to maintain a marriage, and y'all don't have no money, y'all don't have any, necessary resources or access to these resources, we've got to be realistic. I'm not saying be a gold digger. I'm not saying you gotta make 6 figures. I ain't saying that you gotta be rolling around the bins.
You're not a bad person for having standards.
You're not.
If your
and don't let nobody make you feel that way.
If your standard of living, if you can afford to pay for something, and you know that if another human comes along, your finances gonna be lopsided, you need to consider that. Am I willing to downgrade from this Benz to a Hyundai? If you're not,
am I willing to pay off your student loan so we can get a house? Most females just have their hands out. That's not okay. Now, can I tackle this?
Wow,
hold on.
You weren't talking to me.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just be honest. So, I will. You read that. I will say that you, as a man and as a woman, you have a responsibility in the kind of people that you attract. Okay. If you are attracting women who consistently come to you with their hands out, there is something in you that is allowing that. You're allowing it in some way, in some capacity. I can't speak for every woman, but like for me, I'm independent, I'm single, I pay for all of my stuff. Education, I'm okay. I don't have my hand out. But and to be quite honest, I don't give off any type of energy that I need to, go to a dude with my hand out. Now, one thing I will also say is it also depends on how the young lady was raised. Okay, so this gonna go right into that. Some women don't like to let the man lead. I've noticed that a big thing with that is for women who unfortunately were not raised with a strong, dependable male representation in the home. And so your dad or whoever your mentor may be, they're the first relationship that you encounter, and it sets the tone for everything. If you don't have somebody there to show you how a man is supposed to lead in the household, in the workplace, in society, it's kind of difficult as you grow to being an adult to adopt those ideas and values and that ability to be submissive once God does place a leading man in your life. So that's a tough one. I will say some women, they genuinely do have that problem. But if you don't know what submission looks like, if you don't know that there's power in submission to the God-fearing man that he has placed in your life, some women don't even know how to acknowledge when God has brought a man into their life. So it's kind of, it's baby steps. It's difficult. I know it is. But see, for women, it's kind of hard dating guys who haven't had a male or a strong male presence in the home. It just is, because just like you say women are afraid to be led, well, some of the men are afraid to lead because they don't know what leadership looks like. They don't know what effective leadership looks like. I don't even ask her for a lot because my dad's here. Very much so. So it sounds like we pretty much have, same thing. I watched my dad bust his butt and go over and beyond. Go over and beyond for me, my brother and my mom. And I saw my mom still be able to hold her power, strong black woman, as a supportive wife and as a present mom, but still be submissive to, the foundation that biblically was set forth for a household. So it's a tough spot, y'all. It's one of those things where it's like you got to break the cycle. So if you have kids, if you have daughters, if you have sons, be present, be there, just so we don't have to go through it. I know it's hard.
Notice, because I know we've been here close to an hour. Notice most of everything we talked about that has to do with like a relationship and fixing it starts with you as an individual. And if you're too scared to admit to yourself any of the things that we discussed, if you're too scared to admit that you're selfish or you're vulnerable or this person is feeling a void and you really don't feel whole without another human there, that's really where you need to be focused on your energy at. You don't even need to be in a relationship. So,
And that's okay.
and it's a lot of freedom in that. It's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of freedom in finding who you are. It's a lot of freedom in being. Uh, what she said? What she said?
If you're a father, okay, so pretty much fathers step up. If
Oh,
you know that there's a need that you need to fulfill in your child's life, it shouldn't take
that's
a
true.
mom anything, especially because you helped make the child.
And I completely agree. And I mean, and for those, like for those of those folks who were raised without that father, like my father wasn't allowed to be there, um, for me as a child growing up. For those of you who are growing up as males, what I just said about looking at yourself and examining yourself is going to be very key for you to find out what man you want to be before you start seeking out women. Because if you a man, then you're not going to be able to appropriately and I say respectfully lead a female the way she needs to be led because you don't know what you're doing. So just research, do your research, study. Don't think you know everything. And I think we covered a lot of. I think we covered everything.
We covered everything. We enjoyed
We
y'all.
enjoyed everybody.
Great
Thank you
conversation.
for tuning in. You can follow her on social media at.
Oh, Beat Bell on Instagram and then Chelsea Davis on Facebook. You got oh. That'll have to be another video, y'all. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, that's got to be another video.
We gonna have to catch y'all later. Look, y'all keep your questions. If you watch this afterwards, leave some comments in the bottom so we can have questions to go with next time. We will definitely do this more often, and I can't wait to see you next time. I love you. Have a great day.
Bye, y'all.